In a few days, the biggest sporting event on the planet kicks off. 48 nations, 104 matches, billions of people watching. And somewhere in all of that, there are 10 players who are going to completely take over your timeline, dominate every conversation, and make moments that people are still talking about in 20 years. I've gone through every squad, every stat, every form guide, and in this video, I'm giving you the definitive list of the 10 players you absolutely cannot take your eyes off at World Cup 2026. Some of these names you already know. A couple of them might genuinely surprise you. Let's get into it. Before we start, a quick word on how I built this list. This isn't just the 10 most famous names. Fame doesn't score goals. I've looked at current form, the quality of the teams around them, whether their role suits a tournament structure, and honestly, the sheer weight of expectation they're carrying into this. Because at a World Cup, pressure is the variable nobody talks about enough. You can be the best player in the world and completely disappear when it matters most. These 10 players, I don't think they will. Starting at number 10. Look, I know what you're thinking. Is this just a pick for the American audience? No, here's why Pulisic genuinely belongs on this list. At 27 years old, Pulisic has already made 84 appearances for the US national team, and pundits have said that on pure talent alone, he is a top 40 player in the world. But here's the thing that makes him genuinely fascinating to watch at this tournament. The USA are playing at home, in their own country, with a crowd that has been building towards this moment for 4 years. Spain are the favourites. Simulations give them a 24% chance of winning the entire tournament. The USA are not in that conversation, but they don't need to be. What they need is Pulisic to be at his very best for the longest possible run in this tournament. And when that happens, when a player who plays Champions League football week in week out for AC Milan steps up for his country on home soil, that is must-watch television. Keep an eye on him. Portugal's World Cup story has always been told through one man, Cristiano Ronaldo, and we'll talk about him in a moment. But the player I want you to watch is Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes has 85 caps for Portugal, registering 50 goal contributions across those matches, 28 goals and 22 assists. And this season he's sitting on 18 goal contributions across just 23 appearances in all competitions. Wikipedia. At 31 years old, Fernandes will see this as potentially his last realistic chance to win a World Cup as a key member of the squad. He'll be 35 by the time the next tournament comes around. Wikipedia. That kind of motivation is dangerous. Players who feel the window closing, they tend to turn up. Watch how Portugal set up their midfield. Bruno is the engine. If Portugal go deep, it will be because of him. Germany, 4-time world champions, 2 consecutive early exits. A nation absolutely desperate to remind the world what they are. And the player carrying that weight is Florian Wirtz. The German squad blends the youthful brilliance of Jamal Musiala and Florian Wirtz with the experience of Joshua Kimmich and veteran goalkeeper Manuel Neuer, who surprised many by coming out of international retirement for this tournament. Wirtz is 22 years old, has some of the best ball control in European football, and plays with this fearless quality that you rarely see in players at their first World Cup. The question for Germany, and every analyst is asking this, is whether the pieces fit together under tournament pressure. But Wirtz, he doesn't look like someone who feels pressure, he looks like someone who feeds off it. One to watch. England, always the nearly men, 50-odd years of hurt and all that. But this England squad, on paper at least, is different, and the player at the centre of everything is Jude Bellingham. Bellingham joined Real Madrid in the summer of 2023 and immediately became one of the key players under Carlo Ancelotti and now Xabi Alonso. He's widely seen as a future Ballon d'Or contender, and lifting the World Cup with England this summer would certainly accelerate that conversation. He plays with a maturity that defies his age. He's physically dominant, he scores, he creates, he leads. England's entire tournament will flow through Bellingham. If he plays well, they go far. If he doesn't, well, we've seen that story before. At a World Cup that's being played in North America, on massive stadium this moment, this is the storyline I've been waiting for. The 2026 World Cup will be the first one for Manchester City's Erling Haaland with Norway. It will actually be only the 4th ever appearance of Norway at a World Cup, the first since 1998. Think about that. The man who has scored more goals in the Premier League at a younger age than anyone in history has never played at a World Cup, until now. His 8 goals in the European World Cup qualifiers were surpassed only by, well, himself. He scored 16. Norway are not favourites, not by a long shot, but Haaland at a World Cup, finally, against top international defences, on the biggest stage of his life. That is the subplot of this entire tournament. Regardless of how Norway do, Haaland's individual performances will be one of the most talked about stories in June. Brazil, 5-time world champions, 16 years without a trophy, and a squad that on paper has absolutely no excuse not to go deep. Brazil have named a powerful squad featuring Alisson Becker, Marquinhos, Bruno Guimaraes, Vinicius Jr., Rafinha, Neymar, Endrick, Gabriel Martinelli and Macias Cunha. Neymar is there, but the story of this Brazil team is Vinicius Jr. He's arguably the most exciting attacker in club football right now. At Real Madrid, he consistently does things that make you put your phone down. The pace, the dribbling, the directness. The challenge for Vinicius at international level has always been consistency. He can go missing in games, he can get frustrated. At a World Cup, that's where we find out who he really is. I think he's ready, and if Brazil are going to win this thing, it will be Vinicius who makes it happen. I was genuinely debating whether to put him on this list, not because of the quality, but because of the situation. Cristiano Ronaldo is 41 years old. He is almost certainly playing in the final World Cup of his career, and Portugal, with the squad they have, are legitimate contenders. That combination of factors creates something that very few athletes ever produce, a moment where legacy, talent and time are all converging at once. Ronaldo has been extraordinary in the last 2 World Cups he played. He carried Portugal through qualifying rounds that less motivated squads would have folded in. Whether or not you think he's past his best, and many do, the drama surrounding Cristiano Ronaldo at World Cup 2026 is going to be some of the most compelling content the tournament produces. He's on this list because of what he means, not just what he does. France, the #1 ranked team in the world coming into this tournament, and Mbappé, the player around whom every conversation starts and ends, in 2018, and then scored a hat-trick in the unforgettable 2022 final against Argentina, becoming only the second player ever to score 3 goals in a World Cup final after Jeff Hurst in 1966. He is back to top form. France boasts the current Ballon d'Or winner in Ousmane Dembélé, and he's not even their best forward. Mbappé's 1-2 partnership with Dembélé makes their front line unmatched at this tournament. The only question around France is whether a squad this talented, with egos this large, can stay unified for the entirety of the tournament. It's happened before. But Mbappé individually, he is at the peak of his powers. He wants to win this. He is my pick as the most dangerous player in the tournament. Say this quickly and simply. Lionel Messi is the greatest footballer who... Lionel Messi will play in the FIFA World Cup 2026. At 38 years old, this is, without any doubt, his final one. The defending champions, the greatest player of all time, his last ever World Cup, on North American soil where he has an enormous fan base. The emotional weight of watching Messi at this tournament, knowing it is the last time, is genuinely unlike anything else in sport right now. He may not be the Messi of 4 years ago, but he doesn't need to be. Argentina are built around him, protect him, and elevate him in ways that allow him to still be decisive when it matters. He went to Qatar to win the one thing missing from his career. He got it. He's coming back. There has to be a reason. 18 years old. Let that sit for a second. The player I'm picking as the #1 name to watch at this entire World Cup is 18 years old. Lamine Yamal will lead Spain at the 2026 World Cup. After dominating the scene at Euro 2024 with Spain and winning the Copa Trophy twice as the best young player in the world, the expectation around him is enormous. My top 10: Mbappé, Bellingham, Haaland, Yamal. This tournament has every ingredient to be the most talked about World Cup since Brazil 2014. Now I want to know yours. Drop your #1 player to watch in the comments right now, and if you disagree with anyone on this list, or think I've completely missed someone, tell me. I read every single one. If you're new here, this channel is going to cover every major match, every big moment, and every talking point for the entire 39 days of this tournament. Reactions, breakdowns, predictions, all of it. Hit subscribe so you don't miss any of it. And if you know someone who's just getting into football or football for the World Cup, send them this video. It's the perfect starting point. I'll see you in the next one.